Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of At the Dinner Table with your boy V Dub, Vincent Wolf, and the fellas.
At the dinner table.
Yeah, at the dinner table. I got a big tongue from what my girlfriend said. I got a big tongue. All right.
Way too much information, bro.
Oh, oh,
Way too much information.
no.
This
We
just
didn't
got
need to know that.
demonetized.
Just letting you know.
You about to get censored, mother.
Like,
For
God was
everyone,
talking about how
son.
thick his tongue was. What does that mean?
Um,
I don't know, Mom.
Uh,
For everyone.
You hear that sound? It's the sound of the YouTube video getting demonetized.
well, good thing it's on B Major Enterprises too. So that's a good thing.
Downfall.
Yeah. So what's going on, fellas? How y'all all doing? How's y'all weeks?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So far, so good.
Well,
If y'all don't want to go into, I'll go into specifics about my week if you want to do that.
yeah,
Go on ahead. Speak
So-
on it.
God put it on your heart, man. Say it.
So, I'm in New York City, and right now we having a big time like homeless problem and everything like that. Y'all know we got to deal with MTA and everything. So-
Move the fan away from you. You bought a fan or something?
No,
Oh,
it's clear
okay.
to me.
So
Maybe it's me.
yeah. So anyway, the MTA, still running trains and everything through this whole dilemma with the pandemic. Now, I understand that you have, problems here and there, but fellas, I take the train 5 days a week. 3 times this week I had to catch a cab to get to my
Damn.
house
Wow.
because the MTA can't get their shit together. There's always something where, one night I understand because they're saying that there was a fire in one of the stations. Unfortunately, I think somebody lost their life. It was a news story. I get it. But how you got a problem whenever there's bad weather, though? It can't. We underground. I didn't know that if it rains, it's going to rain in the train station. So I don't get that. Like, I'll never understand that. If it rains, the trains don't run well. If it snows, the trains don't run well. If it's windy, the trains don't run well. I don't get it. I'll never understand that. Then on top of that, since we had a big snowstorm here this week, they basically was trying to shut down all the above ground stations to keep the trains, whatever, keep it safe for passengers, blah, blah, blah. But you shut down from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. So where's the cleaning going on between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m.? If you got to shut down the trains at 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, and it's got to be a drawback at some point. Then on top of that, they want to raise the fare again. I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, it's trying to take it's $2.75 right now. They trying to raise it to $3.75.
People coming in. They like we get less people coming in because we shut down all these hours, so we need to raise the fare to compensate for the money we lost. So they try to basically put it on the people.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
So. But I'm so tired of MTA.
So it's crazy that they raise the fare, like it's damn near like every 2 years or every two.
Seems like every year. It's an argument every year. They trying to go up at least 25 cents every year. So now it's not even all right. Well, they said they suffering from, the coronavirus. They're losing out on the money that they get. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. But why does it need to go up a dollar? Why does it need to go up a dollar?
Yeah, it took them how long to fix 59th Street, Columbus Circle?
It's still not fixed, bro.
What are you talking about? Took them.
It's still not like they'll claim it's fixed. It looks pretty.
It looked pretty,
but they got to
All right.
replace tracks like every other night. So something's wrong.
It's been like that literally since I was a little kid. Like
Yes.
it's always been messed up. Like
Because
For real. Like,
just to give them a perspective, how long ago was that?
I'm 35 and it had to be going on since I was at least.
The man said he's 35. We
Since I
still
was at least
working
6
on
months.
59th Street. Still, we
I was
got
6 months in my mom's
Second
womb.
Avenue
They were
line.
still working on 59th Street.
I'm
Columbus.
40.
That's
The Second
ridiculous.
Avenue line got done maybe 4 years ago. They was working on the Second Avenue line, I think, since I was like 10.
Yeah,
They 4 years ago they finished the Second Avenue line.
They fixing that shit with them race car tracks we used to play with back in the day.
Every single night. Yo, I'm sick and tired of New York City. I don't know. I'm born and raised in Manhattan, but I can't do this no more.
No, part of the reason I decided to leave. I mean, I had the opportunity to leave, and that was part of it. It was like, yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. Like, I lived in New York the entirety of my life until I was, in my mid-20s. I was like, you know what? Time to go.
It's
Time to go.
it's one of those, like, when you leave New York City, you realize how you can have a job and pay rent and still have a little money left, depending on what type of living situation you have. Because like now I only work one job, and I have a real nice apartment, but at the same time my job pays well and pays good. But like in New York City, it's hard to get a decent paying job. You can't. People think that you can live off a minimum wage. You can't live off a minimum wage, and it took them so long to raise that. Like I don't even know where it's at. I just know it ain't a lot. I'll tell you that. It is not a lot. Like people, what's crazy? People, they entice, if they want like people to come work for them, they hire them. To entice them, they'll say you can make $12, $15 an hour now. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't about the job. It's like, oh, you can make $15 an hour here.
You get paid more than minimum wage.
Yeah. But like McDonald's, like fast food places do, like McDonald's and Wendy's, Burger King, offering $15 an hour, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, New York City is always like it's up there, but at the same time, your ass in New York City, that minimum wage you're carrying, you know it. Unless you want $25 for rent.
Unless you want to live in the hood.
Yeah.
The hood.
We got even the hood you still paying money. Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to say now you're starting to pay money in the hood.
Yeah, for real.
You're gentrifying all of that.
And speaking of hood and gentrifying, I want to give a birthday shout out to my main man, Decked Out. My Angelou. What's going on, brother?
Thank you, son. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
You got that Forever Negro sweater on.
Wow.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That shit must have got that for Kwanzaa. Like, all right. So, what'd you do for your birthday, brother?
Yesterday, me and a group of friends, Tig was there. We went out to Jersey to the spot called Stumpy's, and we were doing some axe throwing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then after that, went to dinner.
Now I gotta ask you.
Uh-oh.
How many brothers was in there?
I knew he was gonna say that shit.
I just want
like, y'all went what? Axe throwing?
Yeah, we went axe throwing.
Because I called. All right, well, listeners don't know. I called Tig yesterday. And Tig was like, "Yeah, we're throwing axes," and I was like, "Axes?" I was like, I'm just gonna talk about this tomorrow. Like,
I bet you are.
I was gonna
but
say my jokes for tomorrow.
It was fun though. It was fun. Trust me. So some of the people that was with us, they had some frustrations to get out. So
yeah, you ain't lying, bro.
All right, but other than your party, because I saw the picture. Your party was predominantly black.
Yep.
So I just want to know if black people are getting into axe throwing, because there's an axe throwing place. It's like 20 minutes from me in another town that just popped up, and apparently they're making it's like a Ninja Warrior place where you can act like you're on Ninja Warrior. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Mm-hmm.
How many brothers was in there? What part of Jersey was it? Answer that question. What part of Jersey was it?
Saddle River.
Yeah,
Saddle River.
Shout out to Stumpy's. 101 Pleasant Ave, Saddle River.
How's the food there?
We went to
We went to Brothers Smokehouse.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You didn't go? You didn't go to Stumpy's to eat?
No,
Stumpy's don't serve food?
no, they don't do food.
Wait, Stumpy's is the axe throwing place?
Yeah.
Stumpy's is the axe throwing place.
It's called Stumpy's?
Yes, it is.
I'm done. I'm about to shut this show down right now. The place is called Stumpy's and it's an axe throwing place?
It's called Stumpy's and it's an axe throwing place.
I just want to go there just to see if
imagine how I got the name.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather Jedediah, he loved throwing axes until one fatal day in that accident.
Yeah, that's bounced back on his ass.
We called him Stumpy ever since, and that's how he got the name.
Bounced right back on his ass. So who is there like how is it exactly the axe throwing? You just throw axes and then
is
it like darts or something?
They actually have a game that's kind of like darts, where the object is to get to 21, where you have to hit the target in different areas, which are worth different points.
It sounds dangerous as hell.
No, for the first time, because I will say I saw two Negroes playing. They were curling. Believe it or not, they had a curling table, and two Negroes was curling. I've never seen two Negroes in my life start curling.
You mean curling that game?
Like curling, like
with the sweeping?
Yeah.
We got to do the sweeping.
It's tabletop curling though, right?
What?
Right, D? You know who I'm talking about, D? Who was curling?
Nah, they just was some there was some tan Caucasians. They were
I know one of those Negroes. Come on,
yeah. Tan Caucasians.
I had some beer. I ain't had that much.
So real quick, speaking of the Olympics, did y'all hear about the break dancing now is part of the Olympics?
Yes, break dancing is part of the Olympics. It is now an Olympic sport.
It happened either last week or 2 weeks ago, but
yeah, we're gonna.
I want to say it happened last week. But here's the thing: I feel like black people. Yeah, we invented it. Basically, we damn.
Oh no, actually, black people invented Boricuas. Yeah.
But I feel like it's been taken over by the Asian population, and I want to say like
breakdancing or popping, because that's different. That's not the same. Breakdancing and popping is not the same. Asian people do something else. Breakdancing, we did when your back and shit is on the floor, and you spin on your neck. That's different.
What's electric boogie? What's that movie where homeboy was dancing on the ceiling, sweeping and
but they were they were doing both. They were popping and breakdancing.
Well, I want to say I gotta look into it, but I want to say it's both. But basically, you can win gold, silver, bronze. But I don't know if Jabberwockies is going to be.
I think that's going to be dominated. Honestly, I think it's going to be dominated by Boricuas and black people, African American people. All black people is going to dominate that sport. I'm sure you're going to have some great Asians doing it. But I'm telling you, this is like
I'm talking like Korean Asian people, like
right. I don't care what Asians you're talking about. They can be from anywhere. I'm telling you, it's going to be dominant. What? No, I gotta give it up to my people when it comes to this.
I give it up to people all the time. We're great at everything.
No, I'm just saying, as far as dominating this sport, particular, and it's new. And it's like new to Olympics. Like we're not giving that.
I can't wait to see a presentation on that. I can't wait to see how they present breakdancing in the Olympics.
That's gonna be.
I can't wait.
Right. Oh my God, he's doing the windmill climb.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of.
He's going up for a triple spin to his neck.
I want to know if homeboy gonna be on it. What's his name? Chris Brown. Don't Chris Brown do that shit?
He a popper. Yeah. He's a popper. Pause, but like popping, like popping. That's not a popper. He pops.
But Missy
shit Michael Jackson used to do. He don't get on this. He don't do the stuff that dudes was doing on the cardboards and stuff like that back in the garage.
Missy do though, right? Don't Missy do that shit?
No, she popping lock.
She pops. She's a pop locker. Yeah, that's what it's called, pop locker.
No, she don't break dance like the old days. That's how I used to tell people, man. When they wanted to, it's an old joke that Cedric and Tina said, but like people be acting hard at work. I'm like, yo, man, I got cardboard in the car if you want to go. All right, I got cardboard in the car. That's good, man. Happy birthday to you, with your old ass, and
thank you, sir.
Glad to see you make another day. I got shot what you shot, man. I need that. Does that come with a hood?
Really?
Is that like a
cardigan, man? Stop playing. Like, you know what a cardigan is.
It come with its own ascot too. That's fucking hot. I like that.
Really?
Let's get into some trending topics this week, and one of the top stories, believe it or not, is Tom Cruise and his rant. So basically, he cursed out 5 people on the set of Mission Impossible, and the what leaked out was from the Sun. The Sun leaked out the video of the audio, and basically it's him cursing out these 5 people, telling them, if I catch you doing it again, you guys fired, blah 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 blah. And here's my thing, now Tom Cruise.
It's like 4 letters.
I don't really know him personally, but he seemed like a nice guy. I don't know how he is. I just know that he seems like a nice guy, right? Okay. And for him to get to the level of this damn audio where he's screaming and cursing at these people, which means that he had to tell them at least 5 times about it. So basically, they were gathered around a computer screen or something. They were looking at something, and he went over there and went off on them, telling them basically, if you don't put your mask on, you're fired. I don't want to see you do it again. So they ended up quitting after that. But keep it real with you, I feel like he had every right to do that. I tell people all the time, put their mask on.
Yeah, you're around me.
Yep. And what's crazy is that they were filming it months ago before the shutdown, and they had to cancel it because of COVID, because somebody got sick on the set. So
I remember.
I understand. Like, he's at the point now. This is number 7, where like this is like his baby now. This is like his bread and butter. To make 7 of these movies, it's like Vin Diesel and Fast and Furious. Like that's his baby. You know what I mean? So for these dudes to come in carefree, act like it's just 2018, whatever, and it's not. Like, the rules have changed.
Pretty much.
So I agree with this dude 100%. I know some people are mad about it, but I ain't mad about it. Like, you gotta protect not only yourself, your brand, and your product. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Another story too. I found this story on another show, and I don't really hear too many people talking about it. But there was a Staten Island bar owner arrested again for violating COVID-19 orders. Oh
yeah, I seen that.
And hit a deputy with his car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And got off with no bail. And this video of him doing it. So
running him over.
So basically, this dude, Danny Presti, fled from his bar. It's called the Mac Public House. The co-owner of the Staten Island bar, the authorities said he had been defying COVID restrictions, was arrested early Sunday afternoon. This took place early this month after hitting the New York City sheriff deputy with his car. Deputies attempted to arrest Pressy, and he left the bar early Sunday, but he got into his car, struck the deputy, about 100 feet. Here's my thing. Now, what this article ain't talking about, it's talking about he had this huge protest of people at his bar, like huge, like it had to be a couple hundred people there.
Yeah.
And not wearing a mask, just hanging out, trying to basically say they want to drink, open up the bars and stuff. And they basically chant, they want to take back USA, blah, blah, blah. And it goes back to what I said. These people are the same people that want capitalism, but yet when capitalism tells them to do something, they don't want to do it. It's shit out of control. It's out of control.
He also could say his bar was like a sovereign nation, within itself.
Oh, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What kills me?
Sovereign nation.
So his bar was his own contained nation. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to follow the rules of America.
And what kills me is that
like episode of Family Guy.
They do stuff like that and say they follow American flag, but yet they say shit like that. It's out of control. Or they try to say it's, their religion, or they try to say, it's in the Civil Rights Act that they don't got to wear a mask, which is a lot. Like, it's a lot, point blank. you know.
We'll
And top people just alternative facts.
They'll say whatever they want to say to get their way, man. It's just,
and that's all it's about. It's just simply about them not having to follow rules that they want. They want other people to follow rules, but not them.
Yeah.
If they have to fucking bend to whatever, then all of a sudden it's an infringement on their rights and all this shit. It's like, motherfucker, you haven't had to deal with anything difficult in your existence. Stop.
Right.
And if putting a mask on and standing 6 feet away from somebody is too hard for you, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know.
What shocks me about that whole thing is that they're telling you in every way, shape, or form that it's not so much for you, it's for the people around you. Could you please give less than, like give more than a shit about somebody that might be susceptible to the sickness? Like, give me a damn break, yo.
No, of course not. They have no empathy and they're selfish as fuck.
Right, and you also got to remember some of those people that we're talking about believe that only the others can catch it. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing that was floating around, especially toward the beginning.
Not me, the enlightened special person.
Yeah, right. So, you know what I'm saying? So that was a thing that was floating around heavy when it first hit. First was revealed to the public that it was predominantly Black people or people of color that was getting it. So you don't have, they didn't have to worry about it. It was them. They need to wear a mask. We shouldn't have to wear a mask. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So they was marching on their governor's houses with guns and all types of things when they was trying to force them to wear masks in the beginning. So that's a lot of it, especially in those rural areas in America. That's where a lot of it comes down to. It's like, well, they catching it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't catching it. They catching it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're looking at it.
I mean, they said the same thing about AIDS and HIV. They said only gay people.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like it's out of control. It's out of control. And speaking of others, the others have finally joined the MLB officially. I'm talking about the Negro League. That was big this week.
Yeah, they put that in the. They actually
all the
stats and stuff is going to be.
Yeah, all the stats and everything would be counted officially a part of the. Major League Baseball. I don't watch baseball.
Craziest thing is that they're just doing that. It's 2020.
Right.
It is crazy.
The 20s and the early 1900s, bro.
Ooh,
it's almost gave me 100 years ago. That's crazy. Like that's crazy.
It is crazy, but at least it's happened. It happened.
Right. So, all right. Now that it's happened. Are you going to rewrite all the records that these dudes broke? Because these dudes broke records that Major League.
I don't know. I want to say they are.
Are their families going to be compensated for those awards and money that they was getting?
That I don't know.
Then it really don't. It ain't going to matter. Just patting me on the back ain't helping me.
Exactly. You know that's it. Just gonna be a pat on the back.
Patting me on the back ain't helping me. What is it going to do for the people who played, their families? You know what I'm saying? All that money that they was robbed of when they was making millions of dollars off those people and they was giving them cents. You know what I'm saying? They was giving them $20, $30 checks for the month. So what that's what I want to know. What is that? Is they're going to do something about that?
No,
I mean,
of course not.
Right. So it's
going to
just
do what every corporation, what every institution that is run, that was created by majority white folks, and they're going to go, we're sorry. Now get your ass back and hit some more balls.
It's the flavor of the month.
That's
it. We got the Black Lives Matter movement going on. Everything this year has been about, so-called no more racism and equality. So this is the MLB's way of saying, look, see, this is what we did. And come on.
Yeah, we just name
only on the back.
Look, give these people recognition. Not the money that they owe, just the name. You know what I'm saying? Even though we made it, and we still check it out. They still sell MLB. You can still get the jerseys of those Negro leagues under their logo though.
Yeah.
And they making hundreds. You know how many? I've had a few of those jerseys. You know how many? And that was like $200 jerseys. So you know how many people brought those Negro League jerseys when they first came out? Like when you was able to re-get them? Mad people. They made millions of dollars off of that. I guarantee you none of the people whose name was on that jersey got bread. None of their families got money for that. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy.
I agree. Now, I don't know how true this was on Business Insider, but apparently water is going to be on the stock exchange.
Who?
What you mean, like bottled water?
No, regular water, like water, is going to be on a New York.
They're going to have it as a commodity.
Yeah.
So we're getting into Mad Max.
They're talking about it.
Oh, Water World.
Fucking hell.
I don't understand. I never understood how water makes up 70% of this planet, but yet you gotta pay to have it. Now I understand you need somebody to clean and filter it, but at the same time, it should be a free.
Gathering yourself when it rains and it snows and shit like that. But who the hell's doing that? Nobody's out. That's what you're paying.
It's
not really why nobody's doing that? Because the country made it illegal to do that. To do to collect something that occurs naturally has been made illegal. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, people get taken to court and fined for that shit. It's illegal in a lot of places.
Which is that electricity too? Can you do like your own
solar?
You can do your own solar energy.
You can, but there's also loopholes there. But water is the biggest one. Collecting rainwater
you
is like
the water is the number one resource on this planet. Like without it, life don't exist.
There is by me there is it's like I said, like 20 minutes away, or maybe 15 minutes. There's a spring that people go to all the time. They be lined up for the spring, and it just comes out this little tube, and it's fresh spring water. I don't drink it, but
everyone keeps shitting on the other end, like hit that motherfuckers. Wiping his ass with a rabbit.
People lining up to drink this spring water. It's the iodized spring water. People be lining up for it. I don't know. That's just Poland.
Yeah, that's where Poland Spring collect theirs from.
Poland spring water. That's about it. And so another thing we got to talk about this cyberpunk.
Oh man,
and
cyberpunk is in some real distress right about now.
Here's cyberpunk because I missed it all. So y'all got to do this.
I said this in the group chat. I'm gonna talk about my theory about how it's the consumer's fault that all this is going down.
Oh yeah, I gotta hear this shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Tell me how it's my fault.
How you baited us into that?
Yeah, but before you do that, tell me what's going down because I don't know what's going down.
All right. So Cyberpunk, when they issued out the refund, the companies are now suing each other, right?
The way that is,
what about the refunds?
The way that it's going, like just to snap everything, is basically Cyberpunk. What is 2077 release? They released with a bunch of bugs, but that's nothing different from other games. But the thing that really blew everybody's mind is that it originally got announced in I think it was 2014, 2015, something like that.
2013.
It basically got announced before we had the PS4 and the Xbox One.
We're supposed to get it.
We're supposed to get it for those systems. So then when it finally released, the two systems that it basically does not work for is the PS4 and the Xbox One. So basically it was sold on a lie. Then on top of that, there's a bunch of glitches and other bullshit going on for the PS5 versions, the Xbox Series X version, and the PC version of the game.
Yep.
And it's
with
down
with the PC version, it's affecting AMD Ryzen processors.
Yeah. So basically they released a faulty product. Like there's no doubt about it. They released a faulty product. And the way that they answered the consumers' complaints was they were like, we're sorry, basically our bad. Don't worry, we're gonna, fix all of this stuff over time. And what we're gonna do is issue you guys, refunds.
Oh, I need to get my refund.
Hold up. Wait till you hear how you get the refund. So basically, your way of going after the refund is you contact whoever you bought the game from, and they're supposed to issue you the refund. The problem is you're subject to the laws of refund for whatever company or store that you bought the game originally from. So it's not CD Projekt that's
whoever you got it from. I got mine
from your refund. It's like, all right, if I got it from GameStop, you know how GameStop get down.
Yeah, they ain't giving you shit.
Exactly. So basically, them saying you can get a refund is basically like me saying, yo, you can get a refund if you really want.
But you won't be getting it from me, brother.
Exactly. So the problem now with all that is like Wolf said, it's basically like the shareholders and everything are like, basically, yo, F that. We want our money back. Give us a return on our investment because you tank sales. Basically, you got all these sales in at one time. You lie to the consumer. So now we want what's coming to us. We want ours back.
And so is that WB?
One of the things
that WB selling, suing,
yeah. And on top
CD
of that,
Projekt?
CD Projekt Red is known for crunching its employees. So the employees, the developers, and everything are like, look, it wasn't us, but it's got to be somebody's fault. So I think right now it's just like kind of a search as to who's going to take the blame for the whole.
All right. So here's why I think it's the consumer's fault. All right.
Here we go.
So like I said, the game came out 2013, and they kept delaying it. It was announced, and then it was supposed to come out 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2015.
They got delayed.
It was supposed to come out in 2015.
Yeah,
that's when it was originally. It got delayed like 3 or 4 times. Every time it got delayed,
4 years.
Consumers kept saying they wanted the game. What was that? Was that you, D?
No,
you heard that vibration?
I think it was.
Am I bugging out?
I think it was you.
Oh no, my phone. This is my phone.
So they kept saying they wanted the product. So they kept saying, no, it's not ready. It's too buggy. But they said it like 3 times. On the 4th time, they're like, nah, we want our product. You kept saying you're gonna bring it out. We're waiting for it. Just bring it out already. I heard a lot of people saying that. I want them to bring it out already. I know it's done. So they were like, all right, we're gonna bring it out, but you ain't gonna like it. Here, we got this crappy game. It's not even crappy. It's just too buggy. It's not really made for last gen. And I said that before. It's made for PS5 and the X. That ain't too long. The new Xbox. That I'm not gonna say that whole Xbox. They out of control with naming that. They ain't a Tribe Called Quest. Like what's going on with them?
They waited an entire generation. Like they announced it for a previous.
There's only 3 names you gotta say the whole name to, and that's the Wu-Tang Clan, a Tribe Called Quest, and De La Soul. That's it. That's it. You ain't gotta say Xbox X, Xbox One X. You ain't gotta say all that, man. It's out of control. I don't know who thought of that. You can't even rewrite that. That's XBXS. Xbox 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 One X XB
You are really struggling over there, man.
You're struggling.
Xbox Series X, man. Xbox One Series X.
Yeah,
put that in one of your white name files.
XB. I'm gonna have to. What you got, Adrian?
Basically, what it comes down to, I mean, I'm a programmer, so I mean, I'll tell you, if that development team was pushed to the breaking point. Not only that, they were, I'm 99% positive. But these developers were like, this shit's still broken. It's not going to work. Management then goes, fuck you. Our board is like, fucking push this and get it out. The programmers are like, all right, we're going to fucking do it. I ain't going to be happy about it, but I'm going to push it. And yeah, you end up with 6-day work weeks, or more than that, because they're saying that people were working 6 days. But the reality is that there are probably some people who were working nonstop. And I'm talking 12, 14, 16-hour days. When you get to crunch in development like that, it's ridiculous. It's worse than way worse than the food industry. We think we knew long hours back then? Nah. When you need to produce, or else you don't get paid, because let's face it, in software development for games, that's how it works. If you don't produce, at the end, you don't get paid. That's how that shit goes. So these people are basically like breaking themselves to the point of ridiculousness to hopefully get paid.
Yeah.
The other thing. The other thing is that when all the board members and management see $, they don't give a fuck about the rest. They'll make all they turn into politicians. They'll make all the promises on the planet to the consumer just to get those main thing, which is still a problem, pre-orders. That's what this whole industry is predicated on right now. Yeah. Pre-orders. You get people willing to part with their money before they even know what the fuck is inside the box. You got it made. It doesn't matter what happens after that. If I got your money in hand, I could throw a fucking piece of shit that's on fire in front of you. That's what you paid for. Thank you. I mean, yeah, sure, they're gonna fuck up their reputation, but they already got your money. Good luck, like you were saying, Tig. Good luck going back to GameStop and getting your full refund. You know, we still got you. It's GameStop that's gonna lose the money now, not us.
It's messed
I
up.
hope GameStop don't look. I got stock in them.
It's messed up because I mean, this is the gaming industry.
I got stock in them, man. Damn.
This is the gaming industry now. It's not the first time it's gonna happen. It's not the last time. This is.
I think it's one of the worst. Probably one of the worst examples of the worst time it's happened. Like when it like this, I don't think nothing has been this big as far as like.
Yeah, but we say that every time.
83
every time.
Well, who else before this though?
Yo,
it was this bad.
Anthem,
E.T.
dude.
1983.
Oh man,
E.T. The good thing about Anthem, but the good thing about Anthem, and the people, what they doing now is they actually remaking that thing over and giving it to the people who already brought it for free.
Oh, Jay, you ain't here. The head of that studio, their top 3 heads left in the middle.
Well, the female used to write for Mass Effect.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone.
She's been bounced after Mass Effect Andromeda.
No, she came back and she left again.
Oh, she came back for Anthem.
Yeah.
She's gone. Yeah,
all
she's
left.
like, oh hell no, I can't take this shit.
Yeah, and me, I'm a Madden fan, so you know I'm going through it. This is every single year, like the last 20 years.
It happens every. I feel like at least once a year there's a game that come out.
EA always do that.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Capcom does it too, but Capcom kind of redeemed themselves with.
They did it with Street Fighter. I can tell you that shit. Street Fighter 5 was when it first came out. Now it's a fully fleshed out, amazing game. When it first came out, that was some bullshit though. Yeah. You got like 10 characters for like 2 years. You couldn't do nothing. That was all you had. Like what the hell?
And the story I know you remember it was Marvel before that. When Marvel came out, when it first came out, that wasn't Marvel 3, right? Cuz it was like Marvel 3, and it came out with like Marvel 3 Ultimate with like 18 more characters on it.
Oh yeah, I got that.
So
I got that version.
Yeah, it came out with it was what was it? Marvel's Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Then they re-released it with new people and called it Ultimate, and then they made another one.
Then you found out that the people was already on the game. They just locked behind a paywall.
Yeah, but that's how it usually is.
Yeah.
What's crazy with what'd you say, Angel?
Infinite. That was the one that bombed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think Infinite. What's crazy is that when both Marvel's got Infinite and the one before that 3. They make how you come from Marvel's Capcom 2. Marvel's Capcom 2 had the biggest roster probably in fighting game history.
Yeah.
And then you make Marvel's Capcom 3 with it was like 16 characters.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like 50 something characters that were for free in the game. You just got to unlock them. Or you had to buy them in the game. Like you had to play the game to get the currency to buy them. And everybody was hyped about 3 because all right, so they have 50 something characters in 2. They're gonna go, balls out on this one. Nope.
But it's all within the licensing. If they still held the license in order to use those characters.
Well, they did because they eventually released them, and they were actually already in there on the in the coding. You know what I mean? Some people broke into the the computer one. How the computer was able to break into the coding and see them all. You know what I mean? All the characters. The whole roster was released like a year ahead of time. Like all the characters that's going to be in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then the Infinite was supposed to be their Avengers version because they only had all the characters from Avengers in it, and they had no X-Men in it. We still got it, see what it was worth it, but they changed the controls. They try to make it easier for the younger generation to play instead of keeping it alive for the generation that grew up with them. And speaking of fight games, I got to get this off my chest. I bought this free game. I think it was last night or the other night. It's called Fantasy Strike. It's a free fighting game. It is on PlayStation. I think it's the only Sony game. It's called Fantasy Strike. It has to be the worst fight game I've ever played in my life. Now, now here's why I say that. If your fighting game, and I want people at home to look directly at the camera. If your fighting game has a jump button on the button pad instead of the directional, your game sucks. Automatically, your game is trash. Automatic. automatic. And get this. All right. There's 6. So you have a health bar. It's broken up into 6 parts. Each attack you do takes 1 part of that health bar. So you literally got to attack your opponent 6 times to beat them. No matter what move you do, no matter how many times you hit them, no matter how many hits, it only takes the exact same amount of health.
Yeah, that's what.
It's the dumbest game I ever played in my life. I was so mad. And the characters, of course, are just their
like a beta
version. No, it's not a beta. It's a full-fledged game.
Full release?
Yeah, full release. It's a free game where you have to pay for the other characters, or you got to pay for the story mode. And
you got to pay for the story mode?
You got to pay for the story mode.
Wow.
You got to pay for, I think you got to pay for online play.
Damn.
Only thing that's unlocked is the local, like you play against the PC. That's it.
Better off going to get Dead or Alive 6. All of that.
Nah, I can't deal with that. I stopped playing Dead or Alive after, what was it, 2? Which one we played?
3 and 4 was the best. 3 and 4.
Yeah, 4.
Well,
3 and 4.
Listen, once they put more animation in the breast of the female characters, I was like, this.
But that's the main thing since the beginning, though.
No, it wasn't like that in part 1. It wasn't like that in part 1.
I mean, you look at the graphics. The graphics
part 1
was crazy. It was that square boobs in part 1.
Yeah, but part two, it was a little bit because of the fighting and jumping around. I was like, all right. 3, it got worse. 4 got even worse, and it's got worse exponentially over time.
Yeah, but
now it's out of control.
About the game,
women don't have to move.
The actual fighting is really good.
I don't know. I didn't like the actual fight because I thought it was all button mash. Like it was.
Well, it's a Tekken Street Fighter mash. You got to think about it. The way it fights kind of like Tekken, but not so because Tekken is right, left, right. No, I'm just saying as far as hitting the buttons because Tekken is a button mash game too. Yes. Right, left, right, left leg. You know what I mean? And then it also has those Street Fighter moves, with the swoops and the zigzags on the So it's a mixture. It's kind of a mixture, but I'm saying the actual way the fighters move and the moves that they do, it looks realistic. A lot of those fighting moves is really real.
I want to go out to say that I'm the one who started the whole quarter circle, half circle math equations on doing the moves because it wasn't in the books. It would just say down to forward or something like that. It never said quarter circle, half circle.
We stay down forward, down forward, back forward, zigzag. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the one who started that. All right, I'm the one who started. I don't care what nobody says.
Half moons.
Yeah, but the game there a lot is just so you literally just press any button repeatedly to win the game.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like that. That's what.
That's literally what the game is. You literally just press. You don't need skill. You can just press the one button, close your eyes, and just press the button over and over, and you beat the game.
Didn't somebody we know actually literally beat the shit out of that game by smacking the buttons? Smacking the buttons on the controller with his ass. He literally just smacked his ass with the buttons on the controller and literally won.
Oh, what game? Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive.
That's crazy.
Not even kidding.
Dead or Alive. Colleen Poole. Master Shin. He's actually a fight director, actually. He's a cool martial artist. He knows shit. He used to kick my ass all the time. All the time. And I used to keep getting up. He's like, yo, man, why you keep getting up? I was like, what else I'm going to do? I go hang out on this dusty ass floor. I'm going to get up. So, yeah, that was one of the games I played. I'm just bad about it. I am. Because we need more fighting games. Remember what was it? Not Beast Wars. What was the one you used to turn into?
Bloody Roar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why they have a remake for that too? They remaking that.
Oh
yeah, is it?
Yeah, they're gonna make another one.
I love that game.
You know what game came out? All right. One of my favorite fighting games was Bushido Blade.
Oh,
Bushido Blade was good too.
Now, the only thing that comes close to Bushido, they use everything about Bushido Blade. Had to be that For Honor. For Honor is the only game.
Oh, For Honor is good.
That comes close. And it's a good game. It is a good game. And it's done now. They had it out for so long. They kept updating, putting new people in it.
They actually just did something at the beginning. I want to say halfway through the year. They added the last expansion to For Honor. So yeah, it's a big game. It's over. Like the story alone is huge. Like 200 hours.
I gotta get back in it. Yeah, it had a good run. They had a real good run. Yeah, another game of mine that I wish Sony did was Ballerina Toshinden.
Oh wow!
I remember that.
I used to play the hell out of that game. I had part one that came. Yeah, I had part one that came with my PlayStation.
PlayStation 1.
That's all I played. That's all I played nonstop.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
that was like
Good.
All right.
That was like the predecessor to like that was before Tekken, right?
Yeah.
No, that was like the predecessor.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, they had like it was like his predecessor. You know what I'm saying? That was dope.
Yeah, it was. I think it was.
It's like Soul Blaze and Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Soul Calibur came out after that.
Like but Soul Calibur is spin-off, same characters.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because Soul Blades, Cervantes was the boss.
Yeah.
And then he became like
it was Soul Blade, then part 2 was Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Kept going.
It's Soul Blades 2. It's Soul Blades 1 and 2, and then it's Soul Calibur.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They came with Dreamcast. That's Dreamcast days.
The only character I liked was Ivory, and that's because I got her shirt, and I don't know where I got it from. I just remember having a shirt of Ivory.
Characters, and I still
like this because of the shirt.
Last one was fire. The last Soul Calibur.
What's crazy is she was on the back, right? She was on the back of the shirt. And for some reason, you could see her through. She was like half naked. You could see her through my chef coat.
Just slip that in there.
My bosses used to get mad. They were like, "Yo, you can't wear that shirt at work." And I was like, "What shirt?" Just like whatever shirt you got on underneath your chef coat. But I was like, "I don't understand how you can see through it." And I look, and yeah, you can see it clear as day too.
Wow,
clear as day.
That's hilarious.
For y'all who don't know, look up Ivory from Soul Calibur. And you'll see exactly why he couldn't wear that shirt.
Ivy was a sexy white woman. I tell you that. So let's get into some segments because that's all I got for topics right now. Let's go with Angel because we went over something earlier, and I want to save my piece for the viewers out there. So let's go to Angel with the truth hurts because reality bites.
So, for your weekly dose of why the fuck is this happening? If you guys aren't familiar with Mike Lindell, that name not ring a bell, but you know what the fuck he sells, and it's the My Pillow dude. You've probably seen his ads for stuff on a bunch of different places, but most prominently he features on Fox News. He's actually become a really big outspoken supporter of Donald Trump, and apparently people are paying attention to what he says. And I'm like,
I don't mean to cut you off, but let's not forget he also put bail up for Kyle Rittenhouse, who
that's one thing.
He went and killed people, and basically he's out on bail. So let's not forget that.
That's another thing. So his thing is he tweeted and then promptly removed when he realized his ass was showing that he would like Donald Trump to impose martial law and basically become a dictator. See, the thing that bothers me, and it's pointless to try and like make sense of what conservatives are thinking, but fascism and authoritarianism are not okay unless you say it's okay as a conservative and your team wins. I don't know where the hell all of a sudden democracy as a whole became this kind of thing with an asterisk on the end that says, yeah, we're down with that until we're not in control. And that's what's happening now. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing any of Trump's tweets, but he's pretty much echoing the same deranged shit that we've gotten accustomed to at this point. I think nobody gets shocked anymore because we're all fucking fatigued.
Yep.
Everybody's fatigued from this shit. And of course, everybody's like, "Oh, whatever. He can say what he wants. It's not like it's actually gonna happen." Can't it though? That's the
That's
thing.
how Hitler got in power.
Exactly. Like it can.
Mussolini.
That's how Trump
People are
got in power too.
expecting people to just be like, "Oh, they're just words. It's not." People would stop it. Really, they would stop it. Just like that Kyle Rittenhouse kid. Just like people stopped him. Just like the police stopped him from shooting innocent people. Just like when a white, conservative, heterosexual, cisgender dude decides he wants to do something, it's totally fine when he does it. But if it was a black man that had a gun in his hand in the same place, same time, forget it. He would have been dead before he even took a first breath to say a word.
Right.
So don't tell me that this shit isn't possible. We've had shit erupt for less. And to act like we need to ignore this because it's just words, that's just like that's some 1984 shit at this point. Like ignore the evidence in front of your very eyes. Like your eyes are lying to you. Don't listen. So really, it comes down to martial law, military coup. You're basically calling for a military coup of our own government. One thing that I'm thankful for is that I know plenty of people in the military who would not follow an unlawful order. I mean, the military reserves that right. They're not going to follow an order that is unlawful. They're not going to shoot their own people. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some crazy folks who serve in the military who are champing at the bit to do some shit and be Rambo.
I don't think I think that party though, that people who are like that, they're fail in comparison to the majority that won't do it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's been evidence that some of these extremist groups, these terrorist groups here in America, go to these training camps to get military training.
Oh yeah.
So they come out, you know what I mean? So like those people, yeah, I can see them trying to, yeah.
Here's the reality though. A lot of these armchair Rambos who think that they're all big shit and would fucking be all like this. Let's be real. That's what they are. They have this fucking fascination and this fantasy in their head that they're gonna be so good. Their aim is so great. They're gonna be so brave. Shit hits the fan. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna shit yourself. Trained soldiers aren't as accurate. Like people swear they're fucking John Wick. That's what it is. These people swear to God that they are John Wick in the flesh, that they have 100% accuracy, that they will not be under pressure, that they won't feel fear, that all, you know what? And all these Second Amendment people who are super crazy about if the government tries to come and take my blah, 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 they are. What are you going to, the day that comes when they decide to roll up on you in a Bradley or an M1 or in a chopper, what are you going to do? With your little, with your fucking, 9mm or your Desert Eagle or whatever the fuck, you ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna fucking piss your pants and lay down your weapons because you don't want to get fucking blown to pieces. Because let's be real, if the military comes in to all these 7 states that were contested, that went to Biden instead of Trump, like it was supposed to, yeah, all these people who are all big and bad are gonna like be confronted with the harsh reality that they ain't shit. And I think there is like some mental gymnastics that occurs in people's minds where they're all about making this invisible boogeyman suffer. They don't think it's going to impact them. They're like, martial law won't hit my street. It'll hit the minority across the street. It'll hit the black person. It'll hit the gay person. It'll hit the trans person. Won't hit me, the patriotic white dude. And they stop, they like dissociate themselves from what it means to be American in like this weird way. They're American until they have to deal with consequences, and then it's like this distance of like all of a sudden
you hold your position until the convenience is gone.
Stand by, right?
Yeah.
Just like fucking stand back, stand by.
Stand back, stand by.
Wait, whatever. Stand back.
So I mean, what do y'all think? You think let's play a hypothetical game. if Trump decided he wanted to declare martial law in democratic-led cities, how do you think that would go?
Well,
I think it depends on the city.
Yeah, I mean, like
it wouldn't fly as well here as it would some other places, just because of how this state is. But I mean, I can see it in other cities. I can see it going a little bit better as far as martial. Didn't they have martial law in Oregon to deal with the bullshit that was going on in Portland?
Think briefly.
Yeah, that's when Kyle Rittenhouse came over.
He never officially issued martial law, but people were talking about it.
Okay.
And yeah, he had sent in some National Guard.
Right.
To even though there was peaceful protests,
yeah,
he called them rioters.
Yes, exactly.
Called them rioters, and he sent my National Guard in there to subdue them. You know what I'm saying? And threw like hundreds of people in jail. That's what all the stars band together and started bailing people out all across America or whatever. But
so
yeah, that was crazy.
A protest with the Trump supporters last week, where it was like the Proud Boys were there, a couple other white supremacist terrorist groups, and they attacked police officers. There was I think it's like 50 stabbings.
Right.
I think quite a lot of people got arrested. Police were hurt. They had riot gear, and they starting to see, hey, these people are the problem.
Because that always bothers me. Like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to piggyback off what you're saying, because they'll show up to these protests that are supposedly peaceful, fully armed.
Right.
Fully armed.
Yes.
And then you turn around and you see the black protesters, and I'm holding my sign, but somehow I'm 10 times more dangerous than the man with an AK.
The white dude with an AK.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it goes back to
gonna hurt nobody.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, it goes back to the old days where, like back in the 30s and the 20s, where they used to print pictures, posters, ads saying how the black man's gonna, rape your women, or rob you, and kill you. Like those are real, actual ads.
That goes back into
that shit still exists. It just not as
that goes back to the Birth of a Nation.
Yeah,
I mean, that movie back in like the early 1900s that they put out, and it was like one of the first motion pictures. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you think about it, like one of the first motion pictures that people got was A Birth of a Nation, and it was white people, blackface, raping white women, and then the Klan comes in to save them. You know what I'm saying? And this was a movie that was one of the first movies put out to the masses. You know what I mean? That everybody can go see. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. The Birth of a Nation. So yeah, it definitely goes back to that. Now that they free, they're gonna take what's yours. That's basically what it was. You know what I'm saying? Which was ridiculous.
This whole idea that people who aren't white, white, straight, Christian, American, red-blooded Americans are gonna like take all your shit. This is the rhetoric that's been used since the fucking dawn of this country to keep people down, right? And you're touching on a lot of stuff that is also mentioned in this article, where they're talking about other tweets that were put out by people like the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, talking about how people should be thrown in jail for voting against Donald Trump.
That's ridiculous.
Now, one thing is that on its face, it's like, dude, what the fuck? You're clearly drinking the Kool-Aid, but it's a dog whistle, just like everything else that these people say. Whistle. It's not people should be thrown in jail. Black people,
right.
Be thrown in jail, just like we used to do. Mm-hmm. There's this push right now for people to go back to the fucking pre-civil rights era and back into slavery, back into all this shit.
Yeah, one of the senators said that at the Amy Coney Barrett hearing. Like he wanted to go back to the.
It was Lindsey Graham. It was fucking Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham. I can't remember if it was Lindsey Graham or.
That's what the slogan means: "Make America Great Again."
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think, when was America great to them? Because it's their slogan. Mm-hmm. So when was America great? At one point in time, because not for everybody. It's not been great for everybody. Mm-hmm. So to make it great again, it's the same. Back before before integration and during Jim Crow and all these times where you knew your place. Where if I say when I'm walking down the street, you cross the street and bow your head and yes sir, yes sir. You know what I mean? When that's when it was great for them.
Yeah.
When they didn't fear the black man. You know what I'm saying? They didn't fear the black child or the black woman. They didn't fear them at that time. So, or any person of color. They didn't fear any person of color. You know what I'm saying? Even the Chinese got it. You know what I'm saying? Hispanics, they was with us, so they was considered black. To them, they're still black. You know what I'm saying? No matter how they look at themselves. You know what I'm saying? White people say black, they niggas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, whatever you want to call them, that's what they are. You know what I'm saying? Even the Native Americans, potato niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's what they call them. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. That's a real term.
Yeah,
what's homeboy name? What's homeboy name from the Daily Show? What's his name? John?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
No, his correspondent used to go out and he used to talk all the Trump supporters.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I know you're talking about. Yeah,
it's Jordan Klemp or something like that. Anyway, he did one where he went around and he asked people, Trump supporters, when was America great? And he made them look real dumb, like real dumb. Like real dumb.
I didn't think that was
like,
possible.
One dude was like, oh, the 90s. He was like, oh, when the crack epidemic was killing, black people. He's like, well, not that part. Except that. One dude was like, oh, the 30s. And he was like, oh, where women couldn't vote and, during the Great Depression and also. He goes, oh, well, not that part. One dude said, oh, when the forefathers signed the Declaration of Independence. And dude was like, you mean where black people were slaves and only for white men? Yeah. And they always say the same thing. Oh, accept that part.
So they won.
No, they don't accept that part. To be honest with you, and I mean this, and I know I'm gonna I'm trying to run for city school. But
you sure you want to say
I
this?
know, yeah, I want to say because it's important to say. The fact that America is a great country. Ideally, but on paper, we're not a great country. Think like if we go by academics, just by education alone, we are literally at the bottom. Like we're not even in top 20, top 30, top 40, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like reading, writing, math, science. We ain't at the top at all, but yet we're the greatest country on this planet. How is that possible? We got the most people incarcerated. We got the most people homeless. Like we got the most mass shootings. We got the everything that's work. Like we at number one at being the worst.
Yeah,
even with the coronavirus.
We're also one of the highest countries for labor death in terms of mothers. We have one of the highest rates in any developed nation of mothers dying in childbirth.
And the highest rate of them mothers are black mothers of color. So you got to remember that they're literally killing mothers giving birth, because you have to. It's a thing. Like a scientist just put out, I want to say, last year or end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, they were talking about how procreation amongst white people in America is very low. This is why they're trying to shut down abortion clinics in white areas. They're trying to not allow you to abort a child. But in a black area, they don't mind if you abort a child. That's why there's an abortion clinic damn near in every hood. I mean, so it's the reverse, because black procreation is up. You know what I'm saying? Or people of color procreation is up, and white people procreation is down, and it's a big problem in America. You know what I'm saying? More of them are dying than there are being born, so they don't like that.
Touching on an important fact here. This is the reason why all of this shit is happening. Right. Because white folks are fucking scared to be the minority. That's why they're pushing this so hard.
Well, yeah,
they do not want to be the minority, because
the numbers already came out. They said by like 2026 or 2027 that they will be the minority in the country. Like the majority of the people will be Hispanics and blacks. Well, they lump us up in one, but they don't try to say it, but they do. So they just saying like us will be the majority. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be the minority in this country. So they're already the minority in the world. So we know that. They're not the majority in the world. They're the minority. But in this country, this is the majority white dominated country. This is, you know what I'm saying? But They saying in a few years it ain't gonna be that way because of the death. I mean, because of the birth and death ratio. So they're scared. Like you said, they're scared. Scientists has already put it out there. They're definitely scared. You know what I'm saying?
And there are a lot of folks
trying
who
to
think.
say.
Go ahead.
No, go. I'm gonna say that.
The thing that really scares people is that there is this, especially when you get into like these crazy fringe groups, these crazy terrorist white supremacist groups. Their big thing is that they are totally swearing up and down that once they're the minority, we're gonna like reenact fucking slavery. We're gonna like bring
that's their
slavery
biggest
back.
push. They think because they see what they do is they project their ways onto us.
Yeah.
But if you go back into our history, we have never been that way. This is why they was able to come and fucking trick us, because we allowed them into our country with all our wealth. You know what I mean? All the diamonds and gold. It was like, oh, sure, we got enough to shit because diamonds and gold was nothing to us. We didn't trade with that. That was just something we made jewelry and trinkets out of. You know what I mean? But they coveted that and they saw it as a commodity to build wealth. We didn't see that. We cattle and plants and stuff like that. That's what we traded with in Africa at one point in time, or in the East at all. Period. Just all over the East. Gold and diamonds and platinum was just metals and trinkets. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the thing. And when they saw that, it became a thing for them. You still on?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Tig was in his mannequin challenge.
No, I'm listening, man. Educational as well as everything else.
I thought I was going but yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Like weekend at Bernie's.
So, when we allowed them into that, like they took over. You think about that, they took over South Africa, right? Well, all this gold and stuff is at, because now it's predominantly white country when it comes to the people. Well, at one point in time, I think blacks is building up now. They're becoming dominant over there. But they took over South Africa, and a certain part of South Africa is heavy in gold and platinum. They literally put on the hill, on this hill, where there's this mansion built, where the guy who actually took it over and made it his family's, legacy to own that land. He put a plaque that cursed out onto Africa. It literally still stands there today. That cursed all Africans, so that his people would be the dominant, the people that control the area, control the gold, the diamonds, and the platinum, and that the African will never get it back. You know what I'm saying? But this is their mindset. You know what I'm saying? He was allowed to come in there into this land, and then he took it over, and then put a curse out, to him, put a curse out onto the people of the land, so they couldn't get it back, which is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this is how they think. Like, they want to control, even if it's not their, even if they're not the dominant, race in the area, they still want to control it like they are the dominant, like just like the world. Even though we know they're not the majority, but they want to control it like they're the majority. So that's the difference. You know what I mean? That's what I think is with them. They just got to get over themselves, because they're definitely not going to be the majority forever. So in this country, it's too many other ethnicities, and it's a lot of mixing, and people are coming together culturally, and it's just wiping them out because they wanted to keep separate. They wanted just everything to stay separate. Like now, I remember back 5 years ago, you would see in commercials, just think about it, you would see a white man and a black woman married in a commercial, but you would never see a black man and a white woman married in a commerce.
Like
now, almost every day.
I was mentioning that to you, D, not too long ago. Like I see all the integration with that, where you see now, like just on general TV, the big thing, the big new thing, the big trend seems to be interracial marriages and interracial couples and everything like that.
Yep.
Every other commercial.
Yeah. I mean, one of the this is real throwback, but Madonna caught flack back in the 90s, remember, for like a prayer video. Was that 80s or 90s?
Oh, yeah.
In the 80s, fucking with Big
Late
Daddy
80s.
Yeah.
Well, she messing with Big Daddy Kane.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about her video, like a prayer.
Oh yeah. When she made the Black Jesus. Yeah. She made Black Jesus.
Black Jesus. And what's crazy is Coca-Cola, I guess before she made the video officially, she sold some of the footage, I guess, to Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola used some of the footage for their
Yeah.
ad. And then the video got released. And because they realized it was Black Jesus, they took that shit off so fast.
Pulled that shit fast for a Christmas
And
video.
they fired the person that okayed it too. Oh
Wow.
man. That was a good video. That's one of my favorites.
Madonna been on it. You know what I mean? She been on it. You know what I'm saying? She already knew. But she been catching flack for the way she interacted with Black people.
All the time.
Because she was considered the all-American girl. But then you go get Big Daddy Kane as your boyfriend. Big Daddy Kane, come on now.
Black,
you know what I'm saying? Like
blackest man that you could think
yeah,
of.
the blackest rapper of all. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get kids from Kid and Blade, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But
oh man, and she was with Tupac, Dennis.
Oh yeah, she was with
Yeah, I'm about to say, wasn't she with Dennis Rodman?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Pac. That was
Pac for a little bit. That wasn't that long, right? I think it was like
it was because Pac was all over the place. But she wanted to marry that man. Pac wasn't trying to marry us. Yeah. Pac wasn't trying. He was still in love with Jada at that time. So you know what I'm saying.
I remember when Drake, or she kissed Drake on the music awards. Whatever.
Oh, man, awkward, son. Mad awkward.
Yo, he was so mad.
He was like,
all the dicks you done suck, man. You gonna kiss me?
Oh man. Oh man. Classic. That was classic. He was so mad too. He was like, it was nasty. Nasty. It was all wet. It was bad. He was like, I don't want to talk about it. He was like, I do not want to talk about it. All right. Let's get into our last segment, which you do sell Toro, what the streets is talking. He's talking about William Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith and MC Shan. MC Shan just I don't know if you guys heard about this. MC Shan said he was supposed to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Well, it wasn't gonna be called the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it was gonna be the Fresh Prince of Queens or whatever. And it was supposed to go to him, but their manager, Tommy Messina, I think his name is, something like that, for Warner Brothers at the time, made advances, and he was like, man, get your faggot, this is his own words, quote, get your faggot ass out of here. That's his words. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't give him they didn't give it to him, and then Will got it. And then it's crazy because now that you might think that you might be like, whatever, he used to say anything. But I remember an interview recently, a new interview. Will's talking about how he got the role. He said it was supposed to go to someone else, and he said it was based on New York. So the rapper was supposed to be from the person, the actor was supposed to be New York based, but they switched it to Philly when he got the role to make it more authentic. So that kind of gives him some credence to what Shan is talking about. I mean, why would Shan lie about some shit like that? Shan don't, I mean, it ain't making him no money. Somebody asked him about it, and he just talked about it. You know what I'm saying? But he said Will definitely gave in to those advances. He said, just look, and right after that, he did 6 degrees of separation. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, Will can't catch a break lately, man.
But that's not the first time we heard this about Will. We heard the Quincy Jones thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a lot of talk about Will. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how far that's true about Quincy Jones, but I hear a lot about Quincy Jones and these actors, them having to get on the couch before they can get into the studio. So I don't know, if that's true, but I would think that Pac, no, I understand why Pac would, because Pac spoke out against a lot of people in the industry that was like that. Dre, he walked in on Dre, he talked about it, and on video talked about what Dre got caught, doing some crazy shit with the guy who used to live in his house with him, his other producer, with him and his wife. So it's been a lot, but Pac was in love with his daughter, so I can understand, he died in her arms, supposedly, so I can understand why he wouldn't say anything about Quincy Jones, because that was his father-in-law. But if he wasn't with her, I guarantee you, if it was true about Quincy, he would have been putting it all out there. Because Pac was very vocal about things like that when it came to people in the industry. So, what do you guys think about the Will Smith thing? You think it's true that Will took on the advances of Tommy Mintz? I think his name is Tommy Mintz. I can't remember his name. But he was the guy, their manager at Warner Brothers both of them, because they both were signed to Warner Brothers at the same time.
Warner Brothers in the news again, huh?
Yep.
That man.
I don't know. I just don't see Will.
You gotta remember, this is young Will. This is young, and it's right. But this is what I'm saying. This is young street Philly Will. This is not actor Will that we know. Because you gotta remember, back in the day, he was a street, he was a street kid, from Philly. He's from the hood in Philly. He was a rapper from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Just before the acting and everything like that. So before all of that, he was a street. Both him and Jazz both were street guys from Philly.
All right, but was he on top or was he on the bottom of it?
Come on.
It makes all the difference.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. They didn't get into all of that, but obviously, the guy was making the advances. He probably wanted to be on top because Shan wasn't having that shit. But Shan was a street dude from Queens, and he wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't having it.
I don't think it's real. I'm gonna say I don't think it's real.
You think?
I don't admire your optimism.
Matters, yo. I don't think
you really think Shan is gonna lie. Shan.
No, I'm not saying he's not lying. I'm just saying I don't think.
Will took on the advances. You don't think?
I don't think Will took the advances, and maybe someone else talked to Will, and then it got on because I don't know. I just don't feel like in my head. Maybe I'm biased because I like Will.
Yeah, me too. But
I don't think.
You know what?
Think that.
Think about it this way. I mean, like I said, I admire your optimism, but let's think about this for a minute. Let's look at the whole Me Too movement, right? And all this stuff that came out with all these high-powered people, getting flack for all the shit they were pulling behind the scenes to take advantage of people.
Two Corys.
Yes.
The other two Corys. Yes. Another notable person, Terry Crews.
Terry Crews,
the big person that was involved, calling out people, talking about how he was raped, and that brings a whole nother thing to this conversation. I'm willing to believe that if there was some sort of impropriety happening and some propositions made, that some things probably went down. Why? Because when people in the entertainment industry are the ones holding the keys, they can ask for whatever they want. Because you know what? If you're trying to make it big, especially back in those days, we didn't have the internet was not what it is today. The internet barely was a blip on the radar in the early 90s. In late 80s didn't exist. Not in the way we know it.
Think about this too, as well. Who the hell was Will Smith at this time? Who the fuck was Will Smith?
Nobody.
LL was the biggest rapper at the time. That would have been the person to go to for the show. Or he was young too.
He was rapping though. He was rapping before.
Will Smith was rapping too. That's what I'm saying. But he wasn't the biggest rapper.
He wasn't the biggest
LL. He wasn't Rakim. He
had a couple of hits though before.
Right. Even what's the other dude? If you want it, you got Bust a Move. Like even that dude was a bigger rapper at the time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even that dude was a bigger rapper. Will Smith was never a big rapper. He had Parents Just Don't Understand. He had Nightmare on the Prince Street. Like, name any other song that he had. He had nothing else. He had 3 albums and 2 hits.
Summertime.
No.
That was later.
He had 3 albums and 2 hits. That's it. He wasn't the man to look at. MC Shan had 3 albums and mega hits at this time. So I understand why they went to Shan first. It was a Warner Brothers show. So they go to their biggest artist. They go to Shan. So I can understand that, but all the other people they could have went through in the industry, why would you pick Will Smith and did his career? You got to think about it. Right after he got the show, he got a movie, like a big movie, like what's surrounded by huge actors. Huh?
It was
6 Degrees of Separation.
Yep.
Hey, dude, in the movie, we sleeping with the guy, a con artist. Yeah. He's a kid, con artist, working with another white dude, sleeping with his older professor to con him out of his money.
Yeah.
That's what the movie is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I hear you. But
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't think.
That's a big switch from a street dude in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. But I don't think
he was tonguing this white man down in this movie. So you understand, like he didn't even. This not like seasoned actor Will, who's already been through Exactly. This is like beginning. Like you right off the streets. Yeah, go kiss this white dude in his bed and lay up with him butt naked. Okay, like it was that Will. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
but it's. I guess when you acting, it's different though, because it's
This is like his first role. You understand his first movie?
I get it, but you gotta remember too. At the time, right before he did Fresh Prince, he was broke. Like he had no money. I remember him saying this in an interview.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. He had 3 albums and 2 hits. That's what I was saying. He had 3 albums and 2 hits.
When he got the role for Fresh Prince, he took it immediately because he said that he needed money, and then that's when everything else started coming out. So like,
doesn't that sound familiar though? Doesn't that sound like some like casting couch bullshit right off the jump?
But
you know, like I'm broke, I'm desperate, I'm trying to make my name, and then all of a sudden you got these execs who are like, "We'll give you money.
Yeah,
we'll give you money."
I hear it, but
I'm just saying.
You're G with it, you know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm just saying, like he said Quincy Jones, but he also, I heard Will say Quincy Jones came to him and said the show, like he had a show for him. Like, yo, I got the show, this show is for you. But he didn't tell him about the Shan part of it, but he did let him know that the show was a New York, you know, the guy was supposed to be from New York. You know what I'm saying? Not from Philly, excuse me, going to his Uncle Phil's house. So I think, because I think what Shan is saying is true. I think that's the way it happened. I think the show is for him. I think the guy made advances and Shan was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And he you know, they never called him back about the show. He said there was never no negotiations about the show. So they came to him with the show idea, you know, worked out talked about some of the kinks with him, like boom, boom, how we gonna do it like this, you know what I mean, yada, yada. And once the dude was like, now, in that same conversation, dude was, you know, started making advances to him, like, this is how you get the show. And Shan was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here." So that same manager goes to Will and presents the show to him. The same manager. They got the same manager. So what makes you think if he advanced Shan, why wouldn't he advance Will?
Well, it could be different producers. It could be different producers.
The same manager brought the show idea to both people. He brought it to Shan, and then
you sure he brought? Wait, hold on. This is where
the show was made for MC Shan. The show was made for MC Shan.
Yeah, I got all that. Wait, listen first. Listen. All right, you said that Quincy Jones, because that's what I heard too. Quincy Jones came
after the fact. This is after the fact. Quincy Jones came to Will and told him there was, you know, this how when it got changed
after the Shan,
and when it got changed, Quincy Jones was the one who changed it from New York to Philly because of Will Smith, you know, to make it authentic. You know what I'm saying? Because Will is from Philly and not New York, and he knew that most people in New York was not going to accept a Philly rapper. You see what the fuck they did to Black Thought when he played, what was that movie he did? Brooklyn was the shit. Motherfucker was mad as hell about Black Thought playing the dude from Brooklyn. You remember that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't remember that.
It was straight out of Brooklyn, right? Straight out of Brooklyn?
Something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
The movie with Wesley?
No, with Black Thought. It's Black Thought.
No, I'm saying.
No. You're thinking about Brooklyn's Finest. No, it's an older movie. It's an older movie in the late 90s and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is when Roots was still a group. You know what I'm saying? It was. Remember that song with Eve and Erykah Badu and Black Thought? You don't have to worry about when.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the song. That was the theme to the movie. That comes from the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Because we were mad at somebody from Philly. That
was mad. People still talk about that shit. Like niggas mad.
That make no sense. Why they mad?
You gotta remember back then, Philly and New York were rivals when it came onto the rap scene. So they were rivals. You know what I'm saying?
Philly and all right. I mean, it's just too much for me. I get it.
Yeah, as far as the rap scene. So they was rivals. So you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think, when you talk about gangster rap, you say Coogee Rap in New York, right? Coogee Rap.
Yeah.
When you talk about gangster rap, really who started it was Scooty D in Philly.
Yes, he did.
Right.
Then Ice-T came out.
Yeah, he took his
style, and then came out with 6 a.m.
We know that there's always been a rival back then, you know, with Philly and New York, like, or rap tech. I'm not talking about personal and gangs and shit.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like, it's always been East Coast, West Coast,
right,
South. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, man, I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know if Will did that, man. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think if Will did it, I hope and pray. You know,
we're not visiting the scrawny, you know, social, like, and the
still
scrawny,
though,
like,
but we got Will now. We got Will now that will talk about anything. He talked about his marriage to everybody.
He got a choice. He got a choice because Jada talks about his marriage to everybody. You have a choice. You think he would have let people know about August Alsina? He knew about that shit for years. He didn't say nothing about it.
He knew about it for years.
Until August Alsina said something about it. And then Jada had to say.
But that's what I'm saying. I think Jada would have said something and then Will would have to say something. Period.
Well, I don't think Jada, he wasn't with Jada back then. This was before.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. She still would have said something. If she didn't know about it. How many people knew that show was for MC Shan until MC Shan said something? Nobody. True. I mean, like they just came out too about the Wiz. They were supposed to go to it wasn't supposed to be for what's her name? God damn it. Yeah, Diana Ross. It's supposed to go to somebody else. Yeah. But Diana Ross came to Barry Bonds and said, I could give you Michael Jackson. Yeah, said she wanted the role, and said I could get you Michael Jackson. And that's how she got the role.
Yeah, they got it. That's how she got the role. Yeah.
I forgot. It was another singer's name too. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot too, but I know what you're talking about.
I do want to talk about this. I didn't talk about it earlier, even though it was a trending topic.
Okay.
We got to talk about the Mandalorian. All right.
Okay, because that'll lead into my next segue anyway. So go ahead.
All right.
TV.
Are you?
I'm going to movies. I want to talk about some movies.
You want to talk? All right. Cool. I'm not gonna spoil it. Okay. First off, I want to say R.I.P. to Jeremy Bulloch. He is the original Boba Fett. He passed away on the 17th.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, but that's not the dude who playing Boba Fett now. It's a different dude.
Sure.
I'm really sure.
No, it's 75. The original dude.
He just looked like an older version of that dude. Okay.
It's the original dude.
Nah, this is a white dude. The dude that played Boba Fett now is he Hawaiian or something.
Mm-hmm. Samoan, I think.
He's no, I thought he was Pacific Islander.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
But this dude, he died. But shouts out to him. He brought a character like I like Boba Fett. So Mandalorian season finale came out on Friday.
I didn't see it yet.
Now I know y'all didn't see it. I know a lot of people here didn't see it. I've been trying to get Tate to watch it for 2 years now.
I'm watching.
And D, you don't watch it either, right, D?
I haven't started it yet.
All right. So the season finale came out on Friday. It had to be just the ending alone was, and I said this before in the tweet. I mean in the group chat, it's up there with Avengers Endgame. Wow. And the reason why I say that is because of the final scene, the final fight scene was up there with Avengers Endgame. Period. And no one's yet to say, nah, you're right. I mean, no one's ever said, nah, you lying. But the reason why it was so good.
You hold that the highest out of all the endings of the Avengers? Or is it the first Avengers?
Talk about the Endgame.
Okay, so
Endgame last fight scene was epic. But I'm talking about the last fight where everybody come together. Last fight scene was that. It was that brawling. That's old school word. You can look that up if you don't know what that is.
Yeah, we know.
People watching. We got a new generation of people watching. So
I forgot. He trying to make a word with broccoli and something else. I don't know.
I thought brawler came from Broly. I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, it does. That's where it comes from.
Okay. Yeah. So this show, not only that it's gonna have another spinoff. The Mandalorian is gonna have, I think, 2 spinoffs. It's gonna have a Ahsoka Tano spinoff, and it's gonna have a Boba Fett spinoff.
Dope. I can see the Boba Fett spinoff is gonna be fire.
So you gotta watch the ending. Trust me, you will not be disappointed at all. I bet money on it. I bet money.
We wrap up.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I was like screaming. It was late at night, screaming. My boy was texting me. It's amazing. Tig, you should just watch that last episode, and that's it.
No. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself out of the series, man. The series is really good.
No, I'm gonna watch the show.
It is good. It's really good, and it's done in all green screen. I think they said they do 90% of it on green screen. Angel, you watch it or no?
No, I've been meaning to though.
And you cannot tell it's on green screen because I would have thought it was in location. I'd have thought most of those locations was on location. I would have never.
Amazing.
You never say it was green screen. I would have. And I watched some of behind the scenes on Disney. A lot, they do have some spots where they're on location, like the foliage. A lot of the spots where in the woods, but like those desert scenes, you would not know that was green screen. You know what I mean? I would have thought they was in the Sahara or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
So if you haven't watched it, check it out. I just wanted to add that to the Streets of Talk because it blew up on Twitter and on my Facebook. Everybody's saying the same thing. This is the way, and that's like the tagline of Mandalorian. So shouts out to all them. What's his name? I always forget his name. I'm so bad with names. Fabi, the dude who created the MCU.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
He's also
he made Iron Man. The one who made Iron Man.
Feige.
But he plays happy. He plays happy. He plays happy in Iron Man.
He's the dude that led. Basically, he's one of the people that took the reins of the MCU. Well, helped make the MCU what it is, and now he's making the Star Wars universe, and it's amazing.
He worked on a lot of Disney movies. He did He did the Jungle Book. He did a few Disney movies.
What's Jungle Book? The remake Jungle Book or the one with
the remake? He did the remake. He didn't do the one with Andy Serkis did one too called Mowgli. That was fire.
That one, I don't think that one went mainstream though. I think that one.
Both went to Netflix. They both went to Netflix.
But
they both were on Netflix. But the Mowgli one was dark. Was more dark. You know what I mean? It didn't have the
Maui's the one that went to Netflix, I think, and the other one was the one that came out in the movie.
The other one
came out.
Jungle Book was in the movie.
Yeah, Jungle Book was in the movie.
I watched it on Netflix. I don't know. I watched it on Netflix
only.
It came out.
Huh? Yeah. I took my family to see it. Jungle Book was in the movie.
Oh, okay. I watched it on Netflix, but it's on Netflix. That's what I was there because I watched it on Netflix.
Don't judge me, but I watched it on bootleg. All right, so Maui's the darker version of it.
That was actually
Mowgli.
Real quick, Mowgli.
Maui is.
Yeah, he said Maui. And I'm listening to him saying Maui.
That ain't even the white name, man.
So the real quick. I know it's off subject, real quick, and I know we're like over time, but what happened to the homeboy? What happened to a homeboy who did the first Jungle Book live action? The dude played
Jason Lee. Jason Lee. He was just in the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon Part 2.
I did not watch that.
Bad.
I didn't watch that.
I saw it was gonna be. I was
seen it.
like, oh no.
Oh yeah, he's still out there. He's doing martial art movies still. He's still out there doing movies.
All right, I like that dude, man.
Yeah, Jason Lee. He's pretty dope.
There's a Jason Scott Lee, right? Was it Jason Scott?
Yeah, Jason Scott Lee. Jason Scott Lee is his full name.
Yeah, he played Bruce Lee. All right, let's finish your just say I didn't mean to cut in and take it over. Oh, you messed up.
What happened? Now he froze.
He got his hand up. He's squirming.
There you go.
Right now.
I'm froze.
You're back now. You're back.
Am I froze?
You're back.
You good. I don't know. You were like pledging allegiance over there.
2021. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, everybody know about Candyman. We just that's Jordan Peele thing, so we know about that.
Yeah, I've been talking about that movie for years now.
It drops in 2021, so around October sometime. A lot of movies coming out now around that October time this year. It's coming. Children of the Corn. They doing
bringing that back.
They remaking the first Children of the Corn.
They did that already.
Got a few remakes, but he got 3 other remakes.
I got my doubts about that,
but I'm only talking about 2 of them.
It was like there was like 17 of those movies, man. I hope they bring it.
You know what? 2 out of original ones, 2, 3, and 4. I used to watch.
That's too many.
All the time.
Yeah, those were all right.
Whatever one has Superman, the Christopher Reeves in it. That's the only one I like.
The first one, huh?
No,
I don't know which one it was, but that's the only one I like. He's in one of the Children of the Corns, ain't he?
Probably like 5 or 6. One of the ones I never saw.
Before when he was still walking.
No, you're thinking of Village of the Damned. That's something different.
Oh, okay.
Village with the kids with the white hair and the glowing eyes.
Yeah,
that's not Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn is
never mind.
He walks behind the roads with the corn. You know what I mean? And Malachi.
The kids basically have a cult.
Yes, the kid cult. Yeah, and they kill all the adults in the town. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Children of the Corn is about. And they said they didn't mention that they're going to talk about He Who Walks Behind the Rows and all that. It's just going to be about the cult. So I don't know if it's going to be as good as the original, but that's one. All right, they're doing Salem's Lot over again.
Again?
This is going to be the people who what's his name, Juan, the dude who did Conjuring and all of that.
Didn't they just remake Salem's Lot? Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking.
Yes, no, they did a remake of Salem's Lot in 2007 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of Pet Sematary.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah.
That movie was trash.
Yes, it was. That movie was hot garbage.
That remake was so bad.
It was the same exact movie as the first one. It's just that they switched the deaths.
Yeah,
it's literally the same exact.
The feel of the movie.
The way that movie played out was so bad.
Check it out. It's literally the same movie. It's just that the baby don't die. Because you cannot get an actor that thorough at 2 like Gage was. You gotta remember, like Gage was fire in that movie in the original one. How many baby actors you know that good?
So hot.
I'm talking
to
my brother right now, Jimmy.
That
movie was trash.
It was.
I didn't say it was good. I'm just saying it's the same exact movie.
You trying to save it right now, trying to get us to be.
No, I'm just saying it's the same exact movie. They just switch who dies.
That's fine.
I get you, and it's the same plot, just like you said. But this time around, that shit was awful. It was awful.
All right. It was bad.
All right.
I'm a boy too, but it was bad. All right, go.
Pinocchio by Guillermo del Toro. He's doing Pinocchio horror.
Oh, all right. Okay.
What? That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a horror movie.
Down for that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm just thinking Pan's Labyrinth with Pinocchio.
Yeah. Well, right. That's what I was thinking. The dark,
like,
Labyrinth. They probably get the action, I don't know. They probably have Pinocchio doing some crazy shit in there or whatever.
That's gonna be wild.
We're gonna have to do a horror movie joint. We're gonna have to do one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know I am about horror movies, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That's what these remakes are all horror. These remakes are all horror. I'm talking about.
They're gonna make laugh. Only horror movie that that I actually am afraid to watch, and that's Candyman. Because there's always everybody in the hood know that is that one black dude.
Scared of giant black men.
It'd be 110 degrees out. He got that thick ass heavy coat on.
Yep.
Thick ass heavy coat, some fuzzy slippers,
and
some long johns.
I like the Candyman is actually going to be not a remake; it's actually a continuation.
Yeah.
So I like that they kept 1 and 2. It's actually the continuation of 1. So it's the baby from 1, when she have to save the baby. Mm-hmm. That kid from what's the Green Projects or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The baby is him grown up. That's who the guy is. The guy is the baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's about him transforming
into Candyman.
Yeah. Candyman recruited him. That looks good. The Exorcist is being remade by Warner Brothers.
Oh, really?
The Exorcist, they're doing the original Exorcist over.
No, man.
I think the first one still holds up. The first one is
still really good.
Look, check it out. Me and my daughter, right? My daughter 12. We love horror movies. We watch them together. My daughter Elizabeth. I showed her just the highlights of people coming out of the theater from watching The Exorcist. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, "Oh, Daddy, I don't want to watch that." And the horror, I told her, I was like, "Yo, I remember when the commercial and The Exorcist used to come on, and they'll say like it comes on next week, next Wednesday. I'd be scared from that Tuesday all the way to the next Wednesday. I'd be scared. I didn't have to see the damn movie, just that they said it's coming on. I was scared. Like The Exorcist was scared. You know what I'm saying? That was a scary ass movie.
Is a classic. The funniest part in that whole movie
is when she stabs herself.
When she stabs herself and said, "Let Jesus fuck you." I cried. Yo,
you know what?
I ain't gonna.
It changed for me when I turned about 14. The whole movie changed. It became it went from a horror movie that I was terrified of to a comedy movie. Watching that movie, smoking weed.
She talked mad shit. Cause she talked mad shit the whole movie.
Your mother sucks cock in hell. Like crazy thing. You be like, what the fuck? Yo, when she take her mother face and put it was just crazy shit going on in that movie. It was real wild.
Man,
movie was amazing. I don't think it warrants a remake. I think the first one holds up.
I don't know if you got it on your list, but I know they're supposed to be continuing Saw.
Yes, we don't have it on the list because
it's not a remake though.
No,
it's not a remake. It's a continuation. I put Candyman because it started out as a remake and changed to a continuation.
Okay.
During the course of making the movie. But Saw is a branch off. It's like a branch. It's a spinoff. It's the spiral.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's called
no, it's not a prequel.
It's not a prequel. It's a continuation.
It takes place after Saw. Takes place after Saw. Somebody else comes back doing the murders. So it's a spinoff. Right. It's not really Saw.
It's with Chris Rock and
Samuel.
He's making it. He's making it. It's his movie. He starred it and he made it. So they're remaking this one right here. I didn't understand. The Changeling. I remember this movie with Angelina Jolie. The shit, I didn't understand a damn thing about this movie. I watched it. I never watched it. Shit was garbage when it came out then.
I'm not a huge fan of Angelina. Real quick, I don't know if anybody heard me, but I want to say this before we move on any further. They should have never canceled the Exorcist series. That was on Fox.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that was amazing. Amazing television.
Angela Davis. What's her name? Something Davis. What's her name?
I thought it was Angela Davis.
Angela Davis. She was playing Reagan. Oh man, that movie was that was really good. That show was really good. This one I'm excited about. The Howling, the 1980s version.
They bringing that back?
They remaking it. Oh, I'm excited about The Howling because we have we had one good werewolf movie in the last
10 years. 20 years.
No, this is the movie. This is a good one. I'm gonna tell you, it's called Howl. It is made in England. It's about these people on a train. It's amazing. It's an amazing werewolf movie. It just came out I want to say a year and a half ago. Amazing. But we haven't had what is it? Wolf?
Werewolf in London?
No. American Werewolf in London's in the 80s too. But I'm saying it's another movie.
Yeah, Wolfman that came out.
I ain't got that on the list, but they remaking American Werewolf in London too. But it looks corny. What's the movie with the guy? Jason Momoa plays in it. It's a werewolf movie. Really? It just came out. I want to say 3 years ago. It's called Werewolves. It's called Werewolves. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. And then another one before that.
Wolfman came out.
These werewolf movies are not like these are not like the Howling werewolf movies. These are like these guys are still functioning. They they're in the werewolf attire, but they still can talk and wear clothes and shit like that. It's different. You feel what I'm saying? So The Howling was a werewolf movie. Yeah. They ripped skin off and it was just crazy. And
you didn't like Wolfman with Benicio del Toro?
But that was 10 years ago. That's what I said, 10 years.
And Wolf, that was Wolf with Jack Nicholson. That was good too.
Yeah, that was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, that was amazing. You know what I'm saying? With Wolf with Jack Nicholson, that was 1990 something. That was amazing.
He played the hell out of that role.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jay.
That's what I was like. That's what I was like, yo, he should have played Wolverine. Jack Nicholson should have played Wolverine.
Yes. Yeah, back then he would have played, he would have made a great Wolverine. The Little Shop of Horrors is being remade.
Oh, wow.
Chris Evans.
I love that movie, but they should have.
Chris Evans?
They already did it.
Starring Captain America.
He's taking over Rick Moranis' role for real?
Oh, Lordy.
They didn't say he was taking over Rick Moranis' role.
But which one they doing now?
They're doing most likely they're doing the Rick Moranis one over, and they based the comedy horror one, and I think he's actually doing Steve Martin's role.
Really?
I was going to say he's probably doing the dentist.
He's doing the dentist.
I can see that. I can see him playing the dentist.
That. Okay, because that was the only way I could see him in that movie.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Rick Moranis?
Nah.
So it looks like it's going to be fun. I think it'll be funny. It's probably good.
Not that this person's relevant anymore, but couldn't you see Tobey Maguire playing that role?
Hell yeah.
Perfect role. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? I wouldn't say since the resurgence of Tobey Maguire coming back for Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield, a lot of people coming back for Spider-Man, the new movie. I wouldn't put it past him that he ends up getting that role.
Yeah,
I can see get out of the universe. I can see it happening.
I can see.
I don't see anybody else better for that role.
Harry Potter's character. I forgot his name.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, yeah, he can do it too. He can do it too. But
I see him more doing it.
Yeah, he can do it too. I can see him doing that. Everybody knows about this one, Spawn.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's what
Todd McFarlane's directing and writing it.
I'm playing Spawn now.
Jamie Foxx.
Oh shit!
They announced that 3 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know.
So it's going to be a horror movie. It's supposed to be already in the can, I think. So it's going to be a horror movie. And the way they're doing it is, it's not like the other Spawn, where it's an action superhero movie. This Spawn is going to be a horror movie based from the angle of the detective investigating Spawn, who I think is supposed to be Leonardo DiCaprio. Supposed to be they might have changed the role, but it was supposed to, at first it was Leonardo taking that detective's role.
Damn,
so
no more
he's
John Leguizamo clown.
I know, right? Violator.
No, the detective, the guy in the trench from I don't know if you watched the anime. But there used to be a guy in the trench.
No, I know you're talking about, but John Leguizamo's character.
He's supposed to be they didn't talk about the clown at all.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be you're barely gonna see Jamie Foxx, as Spawn until like the end. It's supposed to be like one of those Jaws. He likened it to Jaws. The original Jaws. How
you never see the shark until the end.
Until the end of the movie. So you know what I mean? It's gonna be that. It's gonna be like that.
All right, cool.
And this one I didn't understand. The last one is The Others. They're remaking The Others.
That movie wasn't all that.
Right. They say I guess they saying with all the quarantine going on and it's gonna be fitting for the
it's topical.
I don't like it. The original one was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
even a horror movie to me. It wasn't a horror movie at all. Nothing was scary about it. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they even classified it in here. But yeah, the Others, they're remaking that, and I don't care.
Well, thank you, Deuce, for the Streets is Talking, and we are out of time. So, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch our show. If you watch it on my channel, please hit the subscribe button, share it, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your pastor, tell everybody. All right. And check us out on your local internet networks on B Major Enterprises. And thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Later.
Later.